Hi, I'm Patrick Tuttle, the real estate guy with Legacy Real Estate Services with your real estate market update for today. It is January the 8th, 2021, and I'll be right back with this month's report. All right, I'm back, and 2020 was a very interesting year. In some ways, it was fantastic. In some ways, it was just overly challenging, and I think all of us are happy that it's behind us and looking forward to what 2021 has ahead of us. Now, overall, our residential resale market in El Paso was up 8.49% on the number of units sold, and our new homes were up 20.14% on units sold. So that represents 529 additional units for 2020 over what we sold in 2019, and that was 475 additional units for our new homes over and above what was sold in 2019. So we had a great year with the real estate market. The unfortunate thing is that there were a lot of businesses that closed down. Many people are thriving. People are still trying to figure out how to overcome Zoom fatigue, which is a new term that we've all learned this year. And as I get into the report, all we can do is pray that 2021, the economy will come back and the jobs will be there, the unemployment, that we won't have to rely on unemployment and we won't have to rely on the PPP and the grants and things from the government, but rather we can get back to a full employment like what we had in, say, February of 2020. So here we are on to the report. We always start off with our resale inventory, and as of today, 734 resale homes on the market. This is the lowest point I've ever seen. And we've got 443 pending contracts in the MLS, which is also a low number. It's not the lowest number I've ever seen, but that is low compared to what we had previously. The average price for the resale homes is $286,882. Again, that's the average price, not the median price. And the average time on market for those homes is about 60 days. So they're still moving very, very quickly, even through the holidays. And that's somewhat unusual because we usually see them slow down a good bit. Now, as we get through January, we'll see whether or not people stopping to pay off their Christmas bills and or stopping to do their taxes is going to have an effect on the number of contracts written. Number of homes sold during the month of December, 614. That's a lot of homes closing. So a lot of people got new houses for Christmas gifts this year. Average price on those, $205,759. Big numbers for our market here in El Paso. What'd you get for that? Well, on average, you would have gotten 1,942 square feet at $103.95 per square foot. Wasn't very long ago, we were at about $89 a square foot, and I can remember when I got into the market many years ago, we were averaging about $60 a square foot. So we've gone way up. So anyway, November comparison, 562 homes that had sold during the month of November. Those homes sold at an average price of $198,431. So you can see we had about a 2.5% increase in the price month over month. And then over the year, we saw 6,758 homes sell in the 12 months ending December 31st, 2020. Now, that's not the highest number we've ever had, but it is a big number compared to what we have had. I believe it was 2006 that was the largest year we had on record, and of course that was in the boom that burst pretty quick in 2007. Overall, the year had an average price of $193,537, and we're calling that the market overall for 2020 was up on volume and up on dollar amount of sales. So we had a great year in our resale market. So great that on an average of 563 homes per month, we now have a 1.3 months of inventory. That's the lowest number I've ever seen. And that is most likely due to the number of people who did not put their house on the market during the Christmas holidays. And we had a lot of homes expire in the multiple listing service, meaning that they failed to sell. So not everything sells, even in a seller's market. Now, moving on to the new homes report. We have 873 new homes for sale in our Greater El Paso Association of Realtors multiple listing service. Very, very small number there. Pending contracts, there are now 161 in the MLS that have not closed. And on average, the list price is $260,489. That is the biggest number that I've seen on the average for our new homes. So the prices are continuing to escalate. Most of that is because of the cost of materials going up. When the shutdown occurred back in March of 2020, we started getting material shortages, and then the prices just started to escalate, and now we're seeing those prices escalate in our multiple listing service. For example, in November, the average price of the homes that were available was $241,475. So when we're looking at a $260,000 house now, that's almost a 10% increase in 1 month. That's huge, and the majority of that, again, is due to the material shortages, albeit labor shortages are going to have some effect on that as well, because many people, those laborers, were able to get unemployment and sit at home. Many of them did get out to work, but now we're going to be competing with things like Amazon, TJ Maxx, indoor jobs. It's going to have an effect on our market. Average time on market for the new homes, 120 days. And again, this doesn't necessarily represent reality from the standpoint of a builder having a house ready for 120 days. That just means it's been in the MLS for 120 days. Very often we've got homes that are listed when there's not even a permit on the house yet, and that could be 6 to 9 months before that house is turned around. Sold 317 homes in the month of December, so it was a big month both on the new home side and on the resale side, folks getting houses for, we'll call it, Christmas gifts. The average price of the homes sold was $231,617. That is the record number that I've seen in our market here in El Paso for average price. It was a big, big month, and the builders are doing quite well. Average price, $120.09 per square foot, which also got you about 1,900 square feet inside that home. We're seeing the home sizes increase just a little bit. Seems like people are looking for a little bit more space if they're going to be quarantined. And of course, we have no idea how much longer we're going to be quarantined, even with the COVID vaccine being out there. Back in the, let's see here. Okay, in November, 220 homes had sold. Compared to the 317 that we saw in December. Average price in November, $222,320. So you can see that our price went way up on the sale price there. Overall, 2020 saw 2,834 homes sell through our Greater El Paso Association of Realtors multiple listing service. And again, that represents about a 20% increase over what was closed in 2019. Availability of lots is one of the big challenges that we have going into 2021, although there are numerous subdivisions on the docket to be pushed out to the builders here in 2021, and they're all over town. They're in Horizon, they're south of Horizon, all the way over to the west side and into Santa Teresa, New Mexico. There's a lot of lots that are coming online, so we'll see how that affects the inventory and whether or not the builders are going to be more picky with regard to the lots that they're choosing. Overall, the homes in 2020 sold at an average of $218,654. And that is what we are calling an up market on both volume of sales and dollar volume of sales. Months of inventory, averaging 236 homes per month. We are now at about a 3.7 months of inventory, and I suspect that for the majority of the builders that are out there, they don't have any standing inventory that is ready to turn the key on within the next 30 days, and that they are working towards getting houses built as fast as they can so that they can reach the demand that they have for the limited supply. Unemployment rate. So this talks about our economy as a whole, and the unemployment rate is a good way to look at that. And we were at 6.7% here in El Paso for the month of November. Now these aren't the final numbers; these are still preliminary. But as people started to hire for Christmas, the unemployment rate dropped. We were at 6.9% in October, and we dropped to 6.7%. And honestly, that's a great number for the employment. But comparing that to the 3.9% that we had in February of 2020, it sure hurts to see a lot of people out of work out there. And interest rates continue to drive our sales. We're sitting on a 2.89% interest rate for a 30-year conventional mortgage here in the United States. And obviously that's going to depend on what you get is going to depend on your credit score, your debt to income ratio, etc., etc. And that, my friends, is our report for today, January the 8th, 2021. And if you've got questions about this report and how it affects you, either on the buying side or on the selling side, whether you are an individual or a builder, please pick up the phone and call me. I'd be happy to have a discussion with you about that and see if we could be of service to you in any way. My number is 915-588-1850. You can also post comments here on Facebook or Instagram or on LinkedIn, wherever it is that you might be seeing this, and we will respond. If you got specific questions for me, the best way to catch me is on my cell, 915-588-1850. For now, thanks for watching. God bless you, and make it a great day. Bye-bye.